Let's move into the Wednesday, the last race on Wednesday. It's always an interesting race, very much the Willie Mullins bingo here, I think. The Champion Bumper. It's for me 10-3. A Dream to Share for John Kelly at 7-2. Fun 8-1. Chapeau de Soleil 9-1. Better Days Ahead, Fact File at 10s. Western Diego and Encanto Bruno at 12s and 16-1 bar. Mark, we get into this every year. In the past few years, we've always had maybe one that stands out from the field. This year, it's very different. We could potentially have 9 or 10 here that could be monsters that we don't know yet. There hasn't really been a standout bumper performance this season, apart from maybe 2.
Yeah, I think on form, you can't back any other horse apart from A Dream to Share, as far as I'm concerned. That form is outstanding because Fact to File was really fancied, was backed off the boards, and A Dream to Share went past it like it was standing still. All season, I've been told that Chapeau de Soleil is the best bumper horse in Mullins Yard. And he didn't prove it when he came out. He got beat by Better Days Ahead. But I don't know what Patrick was doing on the day. He came all the way up the inside on the turned up ground, exactly where Honeysuckle had gone in the Harton's Grace. And then when he pulled him wide, once Better Days Ahead had gone 10 lengths clear of him, he's just taken off. But he could get balloted out because he's not certain to get in. He's got 1 second in place and he may not get into the race. But I think if you go on form, A Dream to Share's win at Leopardstown was an outstanding performance because the horses in behind were beaten out of sight apart from Fact to File. He's from a small yard and that's the only reason he's the price he is. And he was 11 to 2-6-1 only a couple of days ago. It's only the preview circuits putting him up that's taken him into 72. I think he's by far the best form, but I don't think you've seen the best of Chapeau de Soleil yet. And that's what I've heard. I've been on Kilcrat at 14-1, went off odds on, and I've been on American Mike at 10-1, and he's gone off 5-2 in the last 2 years. So you can expect Chapeau de Soleil to come second, but on form, there's only one horse you can back, A Dream to Share, for me.
Callum, it's been a very weird bumper season, actually. You'd probably say it's, for me, visually looked very good. A Dream to Share obviously won the Grade 2 at Leopardstown. There hasn't really been many other big impressive performances. I know you've been on Chapeau de Soleil for a while. This is a funny bumper this year.
It is, because nothing's really kind of properly stamped out from the traditional yards. And Gordon Elliott and Willie Mullins have split the last 6 rules in this race, 4-2 in the favour of Mullins. So you just naturally expect, one of them, if the best bumper horse that comes out at Leopardstown and they meet, and then they'll re-meet again at Cheltenham, and that's the kind of way it's been. Not the case this year. A Dream to Share is definitely the best flatbred horse. I think he's a speed horse in the race. Whether the Cheltenham Hill will suit him, in fact, if Fell could turn it around, that might be a question mark here. You do still need National Hunt types to win this. Ruby Walsh mentioned that he looked more like a Melbourne Cup type horse rather than a kind of Champion Bumper type. I can just see him, maybe he might win this, and that'll kind of be that. Really, it's a National Hunt career. GP McMahon's buying him is pretty significant, isn't it? I mean, he's obviously kind of bought that to cover for Fact to File, and he's kind of the now horse. So, and GP always just wants kind of the winners in the now. So I definitely respect him. I do share my concerns with Mark that Chapeau de Soleil might get balloted out here. I mean, Willie Mullins might going to help, but he might not by taking so many of his out, perhaps. I think I have to wait till the final declarations, big style, and jockey bookings are going to be pretty significant as well. Which one's Patrick going to ride? Blah, blah, blah. It's fun going to turn up. The one I like at a price, it was Western Diego. I thought he won really well in the way he did it. Beat a Richard Burton horse in a better fashion than I think It's For Me actually did. Even though the distance wasn't that better, but I think it was a better version of the runner-up he beat. He's got excess stamina, and I think him at 12s would be where I'd be leaning to right now if Chapeau de Soleil doesn't get in.
Craig, what is your thoughts on the bumper? A Dream to Share, obviously getting a good mention off Mark. Are you with that, or do you think something from Mullins could continue his run in this race?
I think it's very difficult to have a strong opinion on the race. You know, you've seen many horses, many winners coming into the race, visually impressive in bumpers, but none of them have been truly run. So, you know, they've basically turned into a sprint. And, you know, Dream to Share beat Fact to File, was bought after by JP, which I thought was significant. Another thing you usually look for in trying to find a bumper winner is horses with experience in bigger fields, you know, that can cope with the demands of a maximum field at Cheltenham. And again, you know, that's thin on the ground. Even the Irish bumpers this year haven't attracted the numbers that they usually do. Better Times Ahead would be the one I would be leaning towards. Again, you know, the race was run at an absolute crawl, and he quickened up the best. Yeah, the Willie Mullins horse ran on and was probably badly positioned in the race. But he was very impressive the way he went through it. Obviously, it's going to be different. It's guaranteed to be run at a strong pace, and it's going to be a completely set of conditions for all the runners, and it could easily throw up a shock result. So it's a race I couldn't be confident on, but I would be leaning towards Better Times Ahead.
Better Times Ahead for Craig. I have had Fact to File in my mind for this for a long time. I just think that, like, the idea of a horse coming from, I think he will be ridden kind of quite far back. I would imagine Mark Walsh would ride him here, because I think the young Gleason's going to keep the ride in A Dream to Share. So you'd imagine Mark Walsh would probably ride Fact to File. I'm sitting about 20-1. I'm quite happy with him at 10. At 10s. I still think he's a good bet. One that I think could be a wee player here who was very well thought of at the start of the season is King of Kingsfield. I think he's one that's very much been a victim of the slowly run races. I think a bigger field would maybe suit him. He's definitely one for the future, but he's 25-1 best price. I would definitely back him. I would rather back him now than I would have at the start of the season at 5s. So I would maybe have a wee play in him each way. But I think me and Callum spoke about it a lot. The bumpers I've seen have been a lot slower run than they usually are, and I think that's not helped a lot of horses. There's nothing in the UK standing out to me. Queen's Gamble was the only one I thought was maybe going to take the step forward, but she get beat comfortably at Market Raising. And I just think I'm going to stick with Fact to File and a wee saver on King of Kingsfield. So we'll go round the panel. Mark, you're very much a Dream to Share.
Yeah, on form, but I mean, like, I want Chapeau de Soleil because that's the big bet, but I can't be sure he's going to get in, so I'll have to go with a Dream to Share because at the moment I don't know the other horse will get in.
Callum?
Western Diego at the moment.
Western Diego. And Craig?
Better Days Ahead. Just looking 33 at the 5-day entry stage, so it has come down a little bit more hope for you guys.